Hey everybody, happy Sunday morning. I'm your caster today, Renegade, and we're here with the semifinals of the Alpha X Younglings tournament. In the bottom right corner, as the red Protoss, give it up for Slycrab. And in the top left, as the blue Protoss, it's Arog Fire. Alpha X, continuing their line of unique tournament formats and styles. These guys all made it out of an intensive group stage. Great players like Cuckoo fell. But, see, the gimmick to this tournament, what really kind of gives it its draw, is the fact that every player is between the ages of 12 and 15 years old. That's right, this is the next generation of StarCraft that we're watching here today. Everyone is so highly skilled at such a young age. I'm very happy to be able to cast this event for you and promote that growth in the StarCraft community. It looks like Arog Fire is dropping a proxy pylon. Sentry Stalker opening and a Sentry Stalker follow-up for Arog Fire. This is a very defensive play. You know, you're getting the Sentry for the force fields, for the hallucinations. You're going to be scouting out your opponent, things like that. He does still have this proxy pylon. This might be to hide some tech. It's not far enough forward to be very useful for reinforcement. It could also just be there, you know, to scout any incoming attacks on that path. We will have to wait and see. Slycrab going for the Twilight Council. Forge and a robotics facility for Arog Fire. As things heat up on Triton. Sly Crab with a Stalker move out. He's dropped a proxy pylon of his own. He's going to slow warp in some Adepts, going to shade forward. This should time very nicely with when the Stalkers hit. He's going to unite his forces, push into Erg Fire. There are a few force fields here. Well as an Immortal to back this up. I don't think Sly Crab can break this, especially with the shield battery now. Sly Crab's first volley goes into the rocks. And Sly Crab able to snipe one of the sentries. Erg Fire holding the top of the ramp. And this is not enough Stalkers to break the Immortal, especially without Blink, which is only about halfway completed. Here's a second Immortal. But Sly Crab was able to get a snipe on the pylon. A little bit of damage. I don't think it was worth the losses he took. Erg Fire with a slight worker lead. It's not going to matter too much, but in any mirror matchup, especially when it's at a really high level, any small advantage can add up over time. And it forces your opponent to play just that little bit better than you do, right? Like if you're playing from behind, even if it's by 4 workers, which Sly Crab was for a while. Okay. Hallucinated Phoenix for high ground vision, but is quickly expiring. One Stalker is gonna fake it out around to the left. The rest are going to attack at the front. He's not gonna leap up the cliff. Focusing the shield battery, but he's taking shots from 3 Immortals. This is held. Erg Fire is just gonna slowly push out now. He might take a third. He might go in for the kill. One Stalker is getting probe harass done in the main. This is a value Stalker. This guy did more than any of his friends. Sly Crab still poking in at the front, but Sneaky Stalker got 5 probe kills, which is quite nice. That will put Sly Crab, again, at a slight worker advantage. Erg Fire needs to be careful with that Warp Prism. He's going to be supply blocked thanks to that pylon. So, I mean, Sly Crab not winning any of these engagements. Erg Fire is holding very, very easily, but finding damage here and there. Looks like he wants to continue this aggression with 3 more gateways going down. Erg Fire going for a much later Twilight Council than his opponent, getting out a couple more sentries. Focus Fire on the Warp Prism. The Warp Prism will survive. Down goes the Hallucinated Phoenix. It's going to limit the ability to have air vision. Three Immortals, just a little bit too much. Sly Crab's gonna blink down. Only 4 Stalkers remaining. Sly Crab throws down a third. And Erg Fire still contained. I think he might be playing it a little bit too scared. Guardian Shell will protect these Immortals, even if they're being gunned down for a couple volleys at least. And Sly Crab's going to need to focus fire them if an engagement comes up. But Erg Fire going into a Templar Archive, still with a very defensive posturing. +2 weapons coming onto the field for Erg Fire. Sly Crab's Nexus nears completion. Worker count has evened out, but Erg Fire's gonna start getting mined out. We can see that already happening in the main as I say that. So Sly Crab with a better economy. Eric Fire once again taking the better trade. Couple adepts managed to shade in here. Or gonna get 3 probes. Again, tiny trades going on. Eric Fire finally comfortable pushing out. Zealots zoning out the sentries. Main force of Eric Fire focuses down the stalkers. Slycrab tries to go in for a flank. Mortals take care of that. Charge lots come in for Eric Fire's own flank, and again, Eric Fire just taking so many better engagements than Slycrab. Down go the high value sentries. And only a single stalker warping in for Slycrab. Should have warp gates off cooldown very shortly, and we should see more defensive units. Eric Fire gonna recall. Don't think they're gonna get the forge. Gonna pull back to the choke. Limit the surface area of the charge lots. Oh, they do get the forge. Look at that. A caster curse. Eric Fire pushing into the natural of Slycrab. He might have gotten, you know, +3 stop from hitting the field, but +2 still gonna trade very efficiently. 10 probes have gone down in the defense, and there's still 2 immortals. Guardian Shell procced on 1. Slycrab's gonna try and run this army down. Eric Fire's reinforcements are coming in. Will they hit in time to save this forward army? I don't think that the answer is yes. Will they though? Slycrab backs out. A lot of charge lots. Eric Fire just using the zealots to handle the stalkers. His own stalkers trying to focus down the natural. Some of the zealots split off to hit the probe line, but that means that these stalkers will not die. They're just going to be distracted. Slycrab pushing down the ramp. Now there's Archons. Slycrab has to be careful so he doesn't take too much splash damage. Slycrab's holding, but he's taken so much damage. It's going to be an uphill climb, even if he can kill this, plus the reinforcements that are streaming across for Eric Fire. It's gotten all but one of the Archons. Here come the charge lots. The stalkers don't have enough hull health. GG is called. Eric Fire takes the first game of the semifinals. We're going to get loaded into Ephemeron for our second map. How you guys doing in chat? Exo Striker. You ready to take this tournament? In the bottom right of Ephemeron. I'm back once again. Sly Crab. And in the top left, as the blue toss, it's Eric Fire. Sly Crab with a more defensive posture on his pylon. Eric Fire. This time with a proxy pylon, more in a position to warp in to harass his opponent. You know, it's so awesome that these players can reach such a high level at such a young age. I started watching StarCraft all the way back in the StarCraft 2 beta, and I couldn't afford a computer at the time that could run it. I actually couldn't afford that computer until about 4 years later, and then I went to a really stupid college that didn't allow gaming on their network. So, but yeah, I remember being like 14 years old at the time StarCraft 2 entered the beta and everything, and everyone at my school would play it. They were all hitting like diamonds and like competing in beta tournaments and stuff, and I would just watch in awe. I would watch Husky every day and Day 9. These guys get to live the dream. They get to kind of freshly absorb the knowledge that all these pro players have built up through the years, because let's be real, like the highest level has definitely gone up year over year. And these guys just get to start fresh. They're a clean slate. They don't have any biases from like Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm or anything like that. They just hop into Legacy of the Void and they're like, okay, this is how it is. We learn this, and we don't have to really relearn everything 8 times because of new units, and have a path to follow. So Sly Crab going for a huge Stalker move out. Both players have chosen to expand. Sly Crab delaying his Nexus quite a bit though, so Eric Fire has an economic lead, but hasn't had time to... There's the Scouting Colossi. It's better than a Phoenix, guys. It can walk off cliffs. But yeah, +1, the tech of choice for Eric Fire. Blink, the tech of choice for Sly Crab. As we head into this engagement, Immortal coming out on the defense for Eric Fire, and this is looking very similar to Game 1. Sly Crab trying to snipe down these sentries. Shield Battery is holding, tanking quite a bit of damage, but he will get 2 of them. Eric Fire sneaking in 2 Adepts at the proxy pylon, shading them into the main. 11 probes, almost a dozen, go down. Right click the rip. Slycrab getting a gateway up at the proxy pylon for fast warp in. I mean, again, Eric Fire has 3 Immortals out. This is not going to get anything done here for Slycrab unless he pulls out a high IQ play. Now, Eric Fire with another warp in is going to get a couple more probes. Slycrab on the recall. Try and defend this. Eric Fire can probably get like 2 more probes. Oh, no, he's focusing the Stalker. Sentry tries to cut off some of the Stalkers, forces a blink. Arag's in on the proxy. He's not using his full might here, though. There he is. He's going to bring other Immortals forward. Proxy's finally shut down. Slycrab is down in workers thanks to the 2 Adept harasses Eric Fire was able to pull off. And he can no longer break this. Like, even without the shield batteries, 4 Immortals is just too much to handle. Slycrab is gonna go home. Again, Slycrab isn't going into upgrades either. Eric Fire is starting up +2 and +2 Stalker Immortal against no upgraded Blink Stalker. Like, I think the +2 Stalker Immortal wins every time. Even if Slycrab's army supply is a little bit bigger, and it's not. He's down 14. Oh no, he's caught! Even if he blinks, he's gonna take a couple additional shots. Looks like he will be able to... hiding in the bushes. Not very well either. Eric Fire doesn't seem to... he's changing his mind. Setting up a concave. Backstab of charge lots getting ready to go in as well. It's not very many, but... Oh, Eric Fire setting up a surround. Means Slycrab is gonna have like 1 chance to blink away and pull out. Or this is going to collapse on him very quickly. Charge lots are gonna hit. It's gonna force a blink, maybe. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be able to target down 1 Immortal. He's gonna get the Warp Prism and a second. No, he's not gonna get the second. But he traded like a significant amount of his army supply. He's gonna get a Warpin of reinforcements. Try to hold at the natural, but things are looking grim for a red Protoss hero. Natural, down to half hull health. Slycrab has a concave, but he just doesn't have the stalker numbers. The two immortals alone at this point could clean up. GG is called! Eric Fire. It's a 2-0 lead in the best of 5. In the top left, as the red Protoss, it's Slycrab. And in the bottom right, as the blue Toss, it's Erog Fire. Erog Fire taking an early 2-0 lead. Will Slycrab try to go for the contain again? Is he gonna go for cheese? Or is he just gonna try something different? Maybe like a Stargate play, proxy robo. Could go a lot of ways. In a best of 5 series, it does allow for build variety, but Slycrab kind of backed up against a wall. It's always extremely difficult to win 3 in a row. There is momentum, though. Momentum's definitely a thing. Eric Fire has that, you know, sacred flame that is momentum. But should Slycrab be able to pull off a W here, that can always flip. It's a cruel mistress. Fire once again with the proxy pylon. This time pretty far away from his opponent's main. And it's going to be a proxy Stargate this time from Eric Fire. He is the one with games to play around with. Eric Fire just taking great engagements, as well as, you know, warping in those 2 adepts here and there, damaging his opponent's economy, while his opponent thinks he has him contained. Eric Fire with an Oracle first out of the proxy Stargate, so pretty standard there. It's going to throw down his own Nexus a little bit later than Slycrab. Slycrab is, again, going for that Twilight Council. Probes do go down. That is worth it as long as he gets out with the Oracle. Ooh, Slycrab back the Stalkers off, so it will have a path out of here. Second Oracle coming to join the first. Eric Fire tried to poke in with some Stalkers. It's not going to go too well. And he is going for a Robo Forge behind this, like we've seen in the previous games. I really like Eric Fire pulling the boys to try and get some extra ticks of damage in. Did not have the Stalker numbers to hold. Warp Gate should be off cooldown very shortly. And he's gonna take these trades and still be ahead. He took 6 probes of damage. But his Oracles did enough damage on the other side that it's not going to be game ending. This is the same situation as the previous couple games. This time Sly Crab does have a small army advantage. Eric Fire gonna have to nestle against these shield batteries, but man, are those shield batteries gonna tank a lot of damage. There's nothing here to provide Sly Crab with the high ground vision he needs to blink up. So he has to keep engaging. Does focus down one Immortal. He's going for the second. Gets it too. Third Immortal gets targeted down. Doesn't that? There we go. Eric Fire still is enough to hold. But he is finally down in army supply. Stalkers target the full energy shield battery. This is looking good for Sly Crab. Eric Fire holds. Narrowly, but he holds. Both these players staying on such a low economy. Sly Crab is floating a few minerals. There we go. He's going to warp in 3 Stalkers. I think a proxy pylon would... Yeah, okay, alright. Great minds think alike, right? Zeus's ward at the front. Okay, there is no observer with this army. So he's gonna have to sneak a Stalker in there without losing it to the Immortals to proc that. Eric Fire also not getting upgrades this game. This is the closest one Sly Crab has had so far. Can he pull off the win? Up 7 army supply. Another Immortal will hit the field though for Eric Fire. Oh my god! Holy stasis ward. The funny thing is, the unfreeze is still going to be really hard for Eric Fire to hold. He's getting us around with the probes. I really like this positioning. A lot of these guys are low hull health. There is a blink. He can blink out. Warp Prism, extending the longevity of the Immortals. A lot of probes have fallen. In the meantime, Eric Fire warped in at the Stargate pylon and is dealing probe damage across the map. Oh, Eric Fire. Did he though, or is that the Oracle? Okay, he did warp in. But Eric Fire held, and not only that, did more damage to his opponent than he received. Flycrab still ahead in workers. Army supply has evened out. Some of that is in Oracles though for Eric Fire. There's the blink forward. He gets the Warp Prism. Both Immortals have been gunned down. Stalkers cannot engage, but another stasis ward is going to even the playing field again. Oh. Oh. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Sly Crab. It's like there's no more stasis wards, but 2 shield batteries are left on the low ground. Sly Crab's gonna try and avoid that. He can always jump to the low ground if he gets stuck. Recall from Eric Fire to the main. Eric Fire just staying so like cool, calm, and collected here. There's been like 5 or 6 times that Sly Crab looked like he was just gonna overrun the defenses. But Eric Fire just keeps narrowly surviving. Did warp in Adepts at the proxy. Again, he is going to shade them towards Sly Crab's main. Get more probe damage done. Huge Artosis pylon goes down. Eric Fire has no production except at the Stargate. Sly Crab has finally broken the defenses. There's just not enough units here to defend for Eric Fire. His Adepts are doing damage back at Sly Crab's base, but GG is called, and Sly Crab gets a point on the board.
Game paused.
Sadly, Sly Crab launched in as Terran. I'm not even gonna go to the splash screen. It's gonna load in. Look at that slick. Let's highlight Miguel for a second. Look how slick that administration is. Look at that lobby host. Look at the APM on changing those player predictions. The no build order. There we go. Hitting the play button. Oh my god, Miguel, what a... You know, he might have a diamond border, but he is a GM administrator. Holy heck. In the top left of Simulacrum, as the blue Protoss, it's Sly Crab. And in the bottom right, as the red Toss, it's Eric Fire. Okay. The momentum is now in Sly Crab's court. Eric Fire, like, went to make the basketball shot. Missed. Now Sly Crab gets a turn. There were a couple factors to that previous game. Just gave Sly Crab the advantage. Eric Fire never went for those weapons upgrades that were enabling him to gun down Sly Crab's units. The Adepts didn't get as much damage done, and he went for that Stargate, which of course meant he had army supply invested in 2 oracles, which eventually, you know, they were they were very long-lived oracles. They did the probe damage they needed to, and that stasis ward toward the end really saved him for a couple minutes. But you know, they didn't get necessarily the value in the earlier game hold that they needed to. Eric Fire with another proxy pylon. More Stalker Sentry on the defense for Eric Fire. Sly Crab hasn't thrown down a Twilight yet. We will wait and see. He is getting a little bit aggressive. There's the Twilight. Okay, Sly Crab's trusting in his build. I think Eric Fire is going to revert back to the Robo play. Goes to Stargate. Yeah, there we go. As we say that, the robotics facility being warped in the main. And, I mean, both these players just being themselves, right? We have the 2 Adept Shade in as Sly Crab hits the natural. Let's see how it's going to shape up this time. Force Field's trapping these guys in. There is no blink, but, Sly Crab was like, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. Then Eric Fire was like, no, you. Seven probes going down to the Adept Harass. And it ain't over. This time he did right-click a couple probes. Not all of them, though. So 9 in total is the damage. Oh, and Eric Fire with the Force Field blocking even more Stalkers in. He's gonna push out, get the Proxy Pylon. And Eric Fire cannot be contained. +1 is going onto the map this time. This is the winning build from Eric Fire. Can he pull off a third one and move on to the grand finals? Eric Fire seemingly realizing these Adept Warp-ins are working. Sly Crab just doesn't leave units back, man. Force Fields force a blink back. And there goes the Worker Slaughter. I would not want to be born as a Sly Crab probe. Stalkers try to get a snipe on an Immortal. They're not able to, and like 4 Stalkers went down there. Warp Prism is going to survive as well. Eric Fire is looking very scary. He is heavily ahead in army supply over his opponent. +1 has hit the field. Sly Crab not going for any additional tech. Is just kind of sitting on a low gate count, getting out a couple probes here and there. Our probes going down. A full recall on the Stalkers to deal with 2 Adepts. Deal with them they did, but not before another half-dozen probes are shut down. Sly Crab checking to see if there's a third. Getting ready to pounce on the natural. Eric Fire, I think, can honestly just base trade. Or can he? A Dark Shrine goes down for Sly Crab. It will be finished around the time this attack is hitting. Okay, Eric Fire's going to recall half the army and march the rest home. Half the hull health gone on the Nexus. Eric Fire has to gun these guys down and push out. +2 weapons almost finished. And it's going to be very hard for Sly Crab to trade any kind of efficiently against that. Poor Archive is finished as well. did Eric Fire notice the DTs? He doesn't have an observer with this army. Or at all. Eric Fire tries to go in for the surround. I think the front force hit a little bit too early. Here comes the Dank Templar. He's got his MLG shades on. Got his air horns blaring. He's ready to 360 no scope some probes. Eric Fire is having none of this. He's going in for the kill. Observer is on the production in the Robo. I would just focus now on the Nexus, TBH. Okay, Slycrab has the concave. Eric Fire's trying to engage. Blink forward. Recall on some of the units. The Observer is out back at home, a second one under production, and the DT is still going at it, actually. Okay, 9 probes in total did get cut down. Slycrab with the hold. Eric Fire going into a third at the 11-minute mark. Slycrab has the army supply advantage. Eric Fire has the upgrade advantage. If Slycrab can snipe the Observer, where's the Observer? The Observer's not with... Okay. Mortal's targeted down. But Eric Fire has the surround on those +2 charge lots. Slycrab needs to kite, I think. GG is called. Eric Fire takes the series 3-1. Sushi throwing out the Matcherino in the chat. I'd like to throw it out there. There's already a $50 prize pool for these great players. And Eric Fire gonna get himself a little piece of that. At least. Maybe the big piece. We don't know yet. We don't know. We don't know. Scrap. Gonna run a short commercial. Right back. Excuse the noise. Dusting here. Going down. To the other semifinals, it's going to be Ghosty versus Exo Striker. First up is Triton. Second's World of Sleepers. Third is Simulacrum. Fourth is Eternal Empire. The last map will be Nightshade. Like Ghosties. Resetting the client very quickly. In the top left, as the blue Zerg, it's Ghosty. And in the bottom right, in the Alpha X Gold, it's Exo Striker. This is going to be another best of 5 between another 2 Grandmasters. Ghosty with the pull first. Isn't all in, he is going to expand. But 6-lings do pop out, and they will... You know, imagine like the meme, like they have the glowing red laser eyes, and they have one mission, and that is to take out this pylon. Commander! The Protoss have deployed a wall. Our mission is to snipe the program and get to the extraction zone. By extraction zone, I mean kill all the probes. Zealot is in the wall. So when your opponent scouts this, and he's able to hold like this, the meta is now, yeah. So some maps, the Cybercore will be over here, but this time it's the Gateway. You can see there's a little bit more surface area on it. The Zealot does not have range, so he's going to have to dance between holding the wall and trying to damage these lings so the gate doesn't take too much damage. One of the Zealots gets a full surround on it. It will die. Oh no! The Lings are in the base. There is a surround on the Zealot. This is very nice micro here from Ghosty. The Zealot goes down. Surround on the pylon, and Adept is out. Okay, Ghosty gets out of the wall and is going to go for the kill rather than focus down the pylon. Exo Striker lets the Shade finish! Oh god, the probes are now pulled. Let's try and hold. They're not mining. Ghosty has a natural behind this. This is just like a 10 Ling committal, I think. 8 to 10. Somewhere in there. I do believe it was 10. So even though Ghosty didn't get the pylon, took down 2 Zealots, and he traumatized this Adept. So Ghosty's going to have to pump out a few more Lings, which is going to hurt his drone count a little bit. But he got all that delayed mining on the probes as well. And he will hold this 2 Adept pressure quite easily. 3 Queens being pulled to the front to take some pot shots at them. And there's the Shade. This amount of Lings can shut it down. Exo Striker is going to cancel. Ghosty does have up a third. It's not even that late. I mean, it's a later timing, but it's still a normal third timing. And Exo Striker going into Stargate as you'd expect with 2 Adepts. And a second Stargate is thrown down. Where is it, though? Where's the... Okay, second Stargate in the natural. Ghosty needs to scout this. He needs to scout this. It's going to be a Void Ray in the main. Oracle in the natural. Okay. Ball is in Ghosty's court now. You can go for a Nidus play, but I think it's too late given that the Void Ray is out. You can go for Roach Ravager all in, but again, Void Ray is out. You gotta rely on Corrosive Bile. You can go for a 4th base and drone. Oh my god, that's adorable. Look at that. Goes. Ghosty is opting for the 4th play. This is an earlier timing. You're usually, as the Zerg, looking to expand between 6 and 6.5 minutes. Something weird happens, you know, at the latest, like 7. So the macro play from Ghosty, it's going to be vulnerable to this Void Ray. He should have enough time to respond with the Queens. Exo Striker just pumping out these Phoenix. Getting ready to hit the 3rd. There's a Spore and a Queen here, which isn't enough to really stop these guys. You're gonna see Exo Striker. Okay, we're not gonna see Exo Striker. You can, like, bounce out and back in on the edge of this so that the Spore retargets different Phoenix. But Exo Striker just choosing not to take that engagement. Ghosty going for a Ling attack on the 3rd base. This is enough Adepts to hold. There's nothing in the wall, though. Okay, he delays the Ling run by a little bit. Don't want to engage the Queens. Still 2 Phoenix being produced at a time. There's the force field for the artificial choke. Ghosty forced to back out. It's the Phoenix attack on the third. Some decent damage. Exo Striker still needs to find more damage somewhere. But the Zerg economy kinda hurting. Exo Striker on 52 probes to 40 workers. Thanks to Ghosty committing to these Ling Run buys, but they're not going to get anything done. This isn't enough Lings to engage this. He does have +1, but even still, I mean, this is just a Ling counter army. $16 drones have gone down so far. This is a very happy Protoss right now. +1 in development at the Forge. Charge halfway researched. Exo Striker takes a fourth, another doomed to fail Ling Run by. Storm halfway finished for the Protoss. +1 about to hit the field. No, these Phoenix can't engage into that many Queens, but Ghosty needs a 5th base and a 6th and a lot more drones. It's going for a Lurker Den. But this Protoss just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So Striker, 69 workers. 64 of Ghosty. It's not good to hear as a Zerg. You don't want, you know, your Protoss opponent to be ever ahead on workers past the 5-minute mark at least. Even before then, more like the 3.5-minute mark. So Striker sees the Lurkers. +2 ground weapons. Halfway researched. Link gonna hit the field before any attack arrives. So Striker warping in some high temps. Get some dank storms off on this Hydro Lurker. There's the Lurker Concave. Yeah, you can't engage into this as the Protoss, but a lot of creep went down. The 5th is picked off. And Ghosty's still under siege. Cocoons are so good. Phoenix attempting to harass. By harass, I mean eat spore shots. That was a nice little pick there from Ghosty. Army supply, pretty even. Both players, well, Ghosty had a huge bank. He's gonna max out on Lurker. Exo Striker already maxed out and building that bank. Gotta save that money. Revelation on the Lurkers, so their Striker can see these guys. Both these players focused a lot on positioning. And does defend that charge lot run by we were looking at, but another one is sent out by Exo Striker. Both these players trying to figure out how to break their opponent. Exo Striker's found the answer. He's going into air weapons, getting a Dark Shrine. And, you might see a couple additional Stargates. Really large banks for both these guys. Protoss going to have an upgrade advantage for quite a bit of time. Ooh, the Lurkers don't have support here. They are revealed. They're just gonna get chewed out. This is huge. Look at the storms. They're not unburrowing. Oh my god, there's cannons here. 2 more go down. 3 will hit this third base. They might get a couple probe kills, but that's gonna be it. Revelation is still on them. Ghosty's main push is going to be toward the natural, but this time without the support of his high-value units. He's going for 18 Lings and 3 Hydra. There are still a few Lurkers left. A lot of production is unpowered. He doesn't go for the Stargate. He's going into the main. But charge lots cutting down these units before they can reach the probe line. Exo Striker trading so much more efficiently. Gonna snipe down this base again with just a couple charge lots. Very low cost attack doing very high amounts of damage. He will lose this Nexus as well. Did Ghosty do enough damage? I don't know that the answer is yes here. More Hydra, more Ling. Some more Lurkers morphing in. Exo Striker choosing not to move across the map. 3 carriers producing at a time. A 4-base Protoss against a 4-base Zerg till those bases finish. Spire thrown down for Ghosty. Carrier count about to rise. +3 missile weapons under research for the Zerg to finally even the odds with the Protoss ground army. Sort of. I mean, the Zerg's never gonna even the odds with the Protoss ground army, but you know, get closer. ETs trying to wreak some havoc. No, okay, there's the Overseer. It's just a bit. Are they gonna get it? They get the cancel. Ooh, a Ling run by finally working. It will reach the main. Unfortunately for him, there's no probes here. Might get a pylon or two. Ghosty not going to be able to hold that location. Here's the Protoss move out. There's not a ton of anti-air for Zerg. Some Vipers. Gonna take a little bit of time for them to get energy. Storms go down on the Hydras and the Lurkers at the same time. They're really huge storms. Ghosty's trying to take care of the Interceptors. And Ghosty's out of bank. Exo Striker with 3k minerals, 1200 gas in the bank to replenish. Oh, Charge Lot's cutting down drones in the background. This is the last thing Ghosty needs. This is Ghosty's last gasp. His Corruptors have their work cut out for them. There's still a ton of Storm on this Protoss army. Oh, they're shooting the Interceptors, not the carriers. GG is called. And Exo Striker takes the game number 1. Why is it significant that cats wore an Alpha X logo? Big Jane. While we're loading up the next map, if you guys could head on over to the Match Arena link that is in the chat, put in the code AXCOM20. It's going to add some money to the prize pool for these young competitors. Let's take a look at how that prize pool is doing. Oh! $146. Wow! Sushi, I'll let you guys know a little bit more about how that's going to be split up, but yeah, thank you to everyone who put in the code. Let's see who the contributors are. $5.50 from Nemesis, $5 from Luke. Thanks for showcasing upcoming talent. Hey, thank you, Luke, for supporting the StarCraft. $100 from Rogan, and $10.50 from Shingdings. Thank you guys all so much for helping support Alpha X's mission that they do for the StarCraft community. in the bottom left. As the Red Zerg player, it's Clan Ghosty. Boo. And in the top right, in the venerated gold of Alpha X, it's Exo Striker. Patch pull from Ghosty. Standard wall off from Exo Striker. He throws down a Nexus. Also, shout out to Alpha X's Matcherino partners, 24 Hour Fitness, as well as GameStop and Sector 6. GameStop. Bringing power. The young StarCraft 2 pro gamers. Stargate going down for Exo Striker. Just one adept for now. And he's going to go into Stalker to try and shut down scouting. Cynical Death, the score is currently 0-0. Or, oh my god, what am I even doing, man? What do I do here? Okay, Exo Striker took game number 1. You gotta love how, like, human brains work, right? Before I go into that. Yeah, the Overlord went down. It got the information it needed. Ghosty is going to have to scout again very soon to see what the second tech building is out of Exo Striker, but for now, the Stargate is enough of a tell that he can drone. He saw the Phoenix first as well, so he knows he can delay a little bit. Going for Lings, actually, is an interesting play. Third base almost finished. We should see a lot of drones. A lot of drones. But, yeah, it's incredible how the human brain works. Like, you just look at information and then you assume, like, well, I can't have made a mistake. And you just say it and you're like, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? It's like Anakin in Revenge of the Sith when it's not gonna go there. Alright, so Exo Striker not really finding purchase. When you have the Phoenix Oracle like this, you can perform interesting maneuvers like lifting the Queen while the Oracle zaps all the droney boys. It's like that. Have the Phoenix tank the spore shots. Ghosty, all these Lings, but Exo Striker doesn't appear to be going for a third just yet. Twilight Council is the second tech building, and he's going for a forge as well, so that will mean a third base. Oh no, the Lings, just go to the third, just go to the third! Is he gonna break through? Okay, he's gonna kill the Stalker for sure. But this Oracle has enough energy to zap these guys now, and now the Adepts are nestled back here. Oh, it's not perfect. Adept does get surrounded. Down goes the second. The Lings need to tag onto it now. If they want the cancel, go! Go, Lings, go! Go! Were you hold position? What are you doing? They're gonna get the probe, but nothing else. Oracle with 12 Gurgling kills. Player almost finished for Ghosty. It is finished for Ghosty. Approach speed. Under research. Triple Oracle going into this third base. They're just going to laugh at this Spore Crawler. Where are they now? Oh my god, no, he lost one. It's a feels bad control moment. +1 in charge on the day. The Striker's still threatening with his little Oracle Strike Force. It's too much transfuse there to burn down. Birch speed is finished. +1 missile weapon's gonna finish soon as well. Ghosty morphing in some Ravagers. But again, the Protoss ahead on the worker count. Fourth base is up earlier this time for Ghosty. Is it though? No, he had an earlier third base timing, or fourth base timing in the previous game, as I recall. But will he saturate it? He's going... it's looking like no for now. He's going for 24 Lings. Storm isn't finished. This Torch Ravager can handle this army, but it will take proper micro. Okay, Ghosty doesn't want to risk it. Are a couple of Adepts moving toward the third of Ghosty. This is a pretty large Baneling rollout. They will take out the Stalker. It's going to take a few of them. They're advancing on that probe line. There's the split on both the probes and the Banelings. Oh! A lot of connections, but not a lot of kills. A low health probe is not a dead probe, and a lot of these guys surviving with 1 HP. +2 ground weapons finish for the Protoss. Looks like we're gonna have another pretty big macro game. Lings had the experience of like in Scooby-Doo when the monster's there and you open the door and he's just standing there and he closes the door. Oh, well, they ran into the monster. Those were some great Baneling connections. 11 probes go down. And it looks like he's going to try and hit the fourth. Not quite gonna work out. Gets a pylon. There's a lot of gas trading out for Ghosty. He does have 1k in the bank. But, the Spire's finished? Yeah, he's going into Greater Spire, and he's gonna want to start up in that Corruptor count. Brood Lords are expensive, man. +3 ground weapons. Halfway research for the Protoss. Oh, these Lings get shredded. Proper Lord play was unfortunately revelated. It's revealed? Revelated? I think it's revealed. Their Striker trying to do something with the Warp Prism. Nice piles on the Warp Prism. These Zealots get cleaned up a bit better. Just looking like a much more solid Ghosty than we saw in game number 1. Broodlords are going to slowly move for that third. Exo Striker pushing on the other side. These Broodlords are not very fast. They can't just turn around and respond to this. Ghosty's gonna have to make some tough calls, and one of them might be letting this hatch die. Oh, nope, he's gonna try and defend. But how many units do you allocate to the defense, etc.? Yeah, he lets the hatch die. Gonna try to hold at the natural. Just trying to force Extra Striker to go home. These Broodlords are unsupported, though. I mean, this isn't like the most Broodlords. Ooh, Exo Striker with some great storms, some great force fields, zoning out Ghosty. Ghosty has the bank to get more Broodlords. It's gonna take a little bit of time. And for that amount of time, Exo Striker is gonna have map control. Ghosty is ahead on the base count. Only 3 broods morphing in, though. You really need, like, anywhere from 8 to 15 is the magic number range. Oh, this army isn't going to trade great against this Immortal count. Ghosty needs to hang on. He needs to dumpster the hatch and evacuate the drones, yeah. Exo Striker going into air weapons, and we should see carriers start popping out soon. A nice Bile picks off an Archon, but still a lot of Storm left, still a ton of Immortals. I think this... There's only 3 broods. There's only 1 more in production. He goes for 20 Lings instead of 2 more Broodlords. I don't know about this Ghosty. Okay, the Broodlord count has kind of risen from the ashes here. He is up to 7. Another 3 in production. Once those 3 pop, he can start moving out and engage. Air weapons are about 20 some seconds away from completion. Ooh, a couple of lings, or excuse me, burrowed roaches. He left 19 probes in the back line. Very nicely done. They're gonna pop out and do more damage. Exo Striker will take down this base with a couple charge lots and an Archon. But that Broodlord count is here now for Ghosty. I think he needs to start pushing. Yeah, don't move the Broodlords to defend the... Two more probes go down to these burrowed roaches. Charge lots did clean them up. Ling run by to the 4th. There are some charge lots hold position there to deal with that. Main Broodlord push. Trying to get into the 3rd. Ghosty pulled back the Ling run by. He's trying to defend against this charge lot warp in from the warp prism. There is a corruptor here. Looks like it's going to have some dereliction of duty, but huge storms go down on the main army. Broodlords in a line, shelling the Protoss. There are not enough Blink Stalkers in range to one-shot. Mortal's getting gunned down by the Ravagers. BG is called, and Ghosty evens up the score 1-1. Again, I'd encourage you to hit up that match, Reno. Put in the code AXCOM20 to add 50 cents to the prize pool for these players. So far, a back and forth series between Exo Striker and Ghosty. Ghosty looked much more solid in game number 2. in the bottom right as the red Zerg. Once again, it's Ghosty. In the top left as the yellow Protoss. Exo Striker. Ghosty with the hatch first. Going to take us to a macro game once again. At least some level of macro. You know, at least 2 base. It's going to be a Stargate play from Exo Striker. There's the Adept at the front. +1 melee for Ghosty. Oh, a 230-ish, 240. Third base timing for him. And this means very likely a Link committal as Exo Striker tries to expand. Phoenix Oracle. This Overlord is very, very, very late to the party. But is going to scout the Stargate nonetheless by proxy. Okay, there's the Baneling Nest from Ghosty. I do think that he's gonna need Overlord speed though. There's just not scouting in position to see what the second tech building is from Exo Striker. Here comes the Oracle. It's gonna go for the Larva. Exo Striker is dancing here with Ghosty. I mean, there hasn't been damage to the Zerg economy, but this is a very, very, very low drone count. Ghosty has to break through the wall, which he will. I mean, this is guaranteed break through the wall damage. And he has to now get the probe damage done. Oh. Banelings connect with the charge lots. The Oracle has a ton of energy to clean this up, though. But the drone probe damage has been done. 23 of them go down. Ghosty's into the main. Again, the Oracle will eventually clean this up, but at what cost? Ghosty's continuing to commit. More Lings flooding onto the field. Not droning behind this, and he's floating a ton. But it's enough! GG! As Ghosty goes up 2-1 in the best of 5. If you guys are enjoying the cast, I'd encourage you to please check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/RenegadeX Studios. I produce daily casts, as well as other RTS content. I have a late night Total Warhammer series, but I have a guaranteed 3 hours of StarCraft every day, usually a lot more. Even tonight, around 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be casting RNG Pro in the Alpha Pro League. Alpha Team League. Excuse me. Alpha Pro League's a different thing, but yeah. Really appreciate it. If check that out and drop a follow. Yeah, Sushi, shouting out Rowan, who donated, I believe that's the correct person, donated over $100 to the tournament for these young players. It's already been mentioned once, and you know what? It deserves to be mentioned like 4 more times as well, so we're just gonna do that every series. Ghosty is in the bottom left. Exo Striker spawning in the top right. Ghosty, the pool first again. This build did not work out for him the first time that he tried it. Gonna try and make it count this time. He does have a game to play around with it. He's up 2-1 over Exo Striker. He loses this, you know, no harm, no foul. It would go to the ace match. He is not going for the natural just yet. There's the Lynx, there's the bank on the larva. Minerals, there's 6. Not mining out of that gas just yet, though. That's important to note because that means there's not a Baneling nest in the works just yet. That still leaves room for Ghosty to expand, and as a matter of fact, he will. He will do so. But in the meantime, these Zerglings have their laser eyes on. They are focused on that pylon. Aren't going to get it, but they are going to begin the dance. Getting surface area around this gateway. Or around the Cybercore, most likely the gateway. Trying causing some damage. Oh, nope, they are going to go for the Cybercore. Run it out! Gonna go after the gateway. Look at that tickle beam. Endless. This is like a supercharged beam of void energy from the 4th dimension that is being warped through this conduit here. And it can take half the health off an overlord after like 13 shots. I'm not saying it's imbalanced, I'm just saying it's funny to think about the lore. Ghosty actually going for some drones, getting up in the worker count. He's not skyrocketing up, and he has returned to mining gas. Robotics facility from our Protoss friend, but oh no! Oh, he got hit with a major supply block there. Gonna delay that immortal. Flash warp prism. Exo Striker, the tiny Protoss ball. Going to launch an attack. 3rd of Ghosty. Ghosty doesn't have his Baneling Nest yet, and he's going for +1. 3 spines are thrown down in the natural, but Exo Striker hits the 3rd. Gonna be a little bit of a difficult hold. Like the hallucinated immortal, not an overseer in position. Nice force fields allow the Protoss army to get up in the natural. Oh, beautiful force fields. Going to trap most of the Zerglings in the back, and that means a lot will go down pretty much for free. Is a transfuse in the back, so the Queen's gonna tank for a while. Banelings nearing completion. Not too terribly much damage has been done. Protoss unable to get in the economy so far. Only 2 Banelings left. Nice save with the Warp Prism pickup on the Sentry. Sentry's regenerating energy with every second. GG is called, and Exo Striker evens up the score 2-2. Taking a glance at the Matcherino. And thank you, supporters so far. 23 Nemesis with the 550 GoGo SC2. Jake's putting in the code. Laux, $5.80 from Gigamine. Thanks for showcasing upcoming talent. Again, thank you, Laux, for the 580. Shingdings, GLHF, to the 2nd power, $2.50. And a huge shout out to Rowrun175 for the $100, saying GLHF. You too can contribute to that prize pool by inputting the code AXCOM20. Matcherino. Up for our 5th and final map is Nightshade, spawning in the top left as the red Zerg. It's Ghosty. The bottom right as the golden Protoss. It's Exo Striker. One more win for either of these players means they're going into the finals and into that 6-6 prize pool. Exo Striker with the mineral patch harass. He's done it! He stacked 3 drones temporarily on a mineral patch. The madman! He's got both drones off the close mineral patch. The reason you twitch like that is, you know, of course, if the probe collects 5 minerals, he stops mining. So you gotta try to not collect the minerals, but have it register the... But there's a 3rd worker mining there. Screw with the AI. It's gonna be a Stargate from Exo Striker. Ghosty has opened with a hatch first. I do like that decision from Ghosty. Both the games he's opened pool first, or both the games he's lost. His macro looked very, 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 very solid against Exo Striker. I guess that's not true. Was the Ling Run By game a pull first? I cannot recall. I cannot recall! That's what a Zealot says. He's stuck and he recalls out. Never mind. Get what I'm saying. Two holes in the Protoss wall. So maybe it's a little unfortunate that Ghosty didn't go. Yeah, there we go. There's the second gateway. Gonna be Oracle first out of the Stargate. Get right on that economic harass. Hey, Alexander Enke, what is up? Looked on the Queen. There's gonna be a couple larva kills and a drone. But definitely not game-ending damage to Ghosty. Roachwarren in production. 6 more drones also in production. Double Roachwarren. Two Roachwarrens. Okay, he's gonna kiss. Overlord did his job. It's gonna get shut down though. Twilight Council with charge as well as a forge. Exo Striker, of course, going for the 3rd base along with that forge. Get into some +1 ground weapons. Ghosty looking very solid though. Holding the front line. It's a little bit of aggression here from the Protoss. It's not going to break through. Still 3 transfuses left on the Queens. It's a little bit inaccurate. One of them was on cooldown, but very solid hold from Ghosty. Sling Run By will do absolutely nothing. both kills. There's that +1 from Exo Striker. More Immortals entering the field, another robotics facility. Ghosty with an earlier Spire this time at the 7.5 minute mark. Could this be a Mutaswitch? Surge speed almost hitting the field as well. And Ghosty has not taken a 4th base. This is very late to not take a 4th, and that's because it is going to be 14 Mutalisk. There are Archons out on the field, but there's still room for harass to be done. Don't think that Exo Striker has scouted the Spire. He has not. He also does not know. Wow, that surprised me a little bit, but does not know about this 4th base, but I mean, he's taking an educated guess here. Might inadvertently hit these Mutas. Oh, some dank Archon shots go off. But fortunately, Mutas were far apart enough to not deal the splash, and Exo knows that Ghosty's ground army isn't going to be great. Here comes the economic damage from the Mutas. Exo is taking the opportunity to hit this drone line. Ravager's gonna hold the high grounds. Sadly, the lair is very likely to go down. I don't know that the Protoss ground army can deal with this. Muta's wreaking havoc. Almost 30 probes have gone down. Exo Striker's army is diminishing here. There's a lot of transfuse on this Queens to take damage. He did snipe the lair, which means Hive Tech isn't going to be here for quite a long time. The Protoss does still have a recall as well. Phoenix trying to engage, but this number of Mutalisk hold on forever. There's no cannons here to support the Phoenix either. That means the probe kill count is going to increase to 50. Exo Striker still dancing with this army, but these Queens can tank this damage for days. Ravagers biling from behind. And Ghosty is held. 60 probes have now gone down. Exo Striker is on a 10 probe economy. Ghosty gunning down the final Immortals. GG is called. And Ghosty is your second player to move on to the grand finals. Going to roll a very short commercial for you guys. Will be it's like we're going to have player interview with the two finalists. a second while we get this set up.
Let's wait for everyone to be there. Renegade.
Hello, you guys are on stream. Welcome.
Hello, guys. I think Ghosty is still not there, so let's give him a minute and start the interview with you, Arocfire. So you won a really strong 3-1. You looked really, really better than your opponent. How do you feel right now?
I'm pretty happy to have win against Skycrab because in theory he was better than me, so I win it pretty easily, so I'm happy. And for Ghosty, that will be really harder. So, but I'm confident. I think I can win.
Okay, Ghosty should be there in a minute.
Nice.
I see him logging. Okay, Ghosty is here. Hello, Ghosty.
Yeah, hello.
Yo.
Okay, really hard semifinals for you. It went to the 5th game.
Yeah.
How do you feel winning and now being on the finals?
Pretty good, I think. I like good.
Okay, okay. So I have a question. First question for you: do you have a forecast? Like, what will be the score in your opinion in this best of 7 finals? Arocfire.
Me? That's another question. 3-2 for me.
It's a best of 7.
Ah,
so 3-2.
I am 4-3.
Okay, 4-2 for you. Okay, you're confident. Right?
Okay.
No, 4-3. I was 4-3. Sorry, I wanted to say.
Okay, Ghosty.
I really don't know. Like, I hope it goes like yesterday, but I don't think it will be that easy.
Yeah, obviously. So
I really don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I think like a 4-3 for me too. I don't know.
So I have another question for you guys. It's like you knew you would confront in finals one of the 2 people on the opposite side of the bracket, but you didn't know who, right? So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, are you happy, Arog, that it's Ghosty and not Exostriker, and you, Ghosty, that it's Arocfire and not Slycrab? How do you feel?
Yeah, you first.
Okay. So I don't really know because at the beginning I think that I thought that Exostriker was easier to beat than Ghosty, but after I see his match, I think that will be hard for playing Ghosty. So I think I would have preferred to play Exostriker than Ghosty.
Okay. Ghosty?
I don't really know. Like, I played a few like a week ago against Slycrab, and we was like 1-1, and I felt like pretty like I could lose him. Yeah, and I think I don't know, like pretty much the same, but maybe a bit. I feel a little bit better because of the 2 games yesterday.
Okay.
Renegade, do you have any question?
Yeah, so I got 2 questions for you guys. So question number 1 would be, how did you guys get started in StarCraft? What brought you to play your first game of StarCraft?
Ghosty, you can do it first.
My dad.
Dad? Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's my father.
So both of you guys got introduced by...
Brother.
Well, family members is what I was gonna say.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
So my second question for you guys, you've obviously reached a very high skill level at a very young age, both European grandmasters. Do you have any advice for other young people to achieve your level of skill?
That's a tough question.
Practice?
I like practice is a big thing. You should play like you should play, but you shouldn't play too much. You should watch your replays and that stuff. And like a coach or so, which is helping you to find like your style and that stuff is like really really good. Because I was like platinum before I played Zerg, and then I had like my coach, and I got like in 2-month Master 1 with Zerg, and yeah, like he helped me a lot. I showed him like my replays and that stuff, and yeah.
So I'm pretty agree with Ghosty, but I think there are one more thing that you can do to be better, and the thing is to look pro replays, because
yeah.
Often they do the better things to do. So that's pretty nice to look them.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there anyone you guys want to shout out while you're on stream?
Ghosty maybe first.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe because Julian is watching the stream, shout out to him. Yeah, like thanks for like helping me and for everything. Thank you, man.
Okay. Arok, if you want to say a word. You not have to shoot. I have no idea.
Yeah. I have no idea. Sorry.
I actually have a last question for Ghosty, because I asked this question to Arokfire yesterday, but I don't think I did to Ghosty in the interview. How many times do you play a week StarCraft 2?
Every day, I think. Like I have some games that I like to play, but like StarCraft is like you can start it, you don't have to, like you can play it like always, because it's like you can play arcade, but you can play with some friends, like custom games and like 1v1. You can ladder, you can play team games, you can play a tournament. Like so much to do, and yeah. It's pretty much like.
So quick math, how many hours each week?
I actually don't play much, but I'm like very often like all the time online. But I think like
I always lurking on stream. Yeah, I know that.
It's up to the day. When I have like have to do like a school project or so, I like make it first. But I think like 4 or 5 hours of like maybe
a week
per day. No, per day. When I'm like doing much.
Okay, well, nice guys. Let's stop the interview here so we can jump on the best of 7. Good luck, guys. I wish it will be a good finals, but I'm sure it will be, because you guys played really well. Can't wait to see you in the finals, confronting each other after the 2-0 yesterday from Ghosty. See you guys.
See you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Good luck.
Good luck to the both of you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was an interview with Ghosty and Eric Fire to get into these grand finals and into that prize pool. We'll be right back. Welcome to the grand finals of the Alpha X Younglings Tournament. In the top left, as the fearsome Red Protoss, give it up for Eric Fire. And in the bottom right, as the Blue Zerg, put your hands together for Ghosty. The grand finals are going to be a best of 7. So far, our previous 2 players who were knocked out in the semifinals, which is a respectable finish for any tournament, are each going to go home with 5% of the prize pool. The split between first and second is a little bit different. Excuse me, not 5%. It's gonna, because of the Matcherino donations, it's going to work out to something like, let me scale this up. Miguel sent me the things. I think winner takes home 50. And then second place is going to be around 25. And then our third and fourth place finishers are going to get around $7.50, something like that. Don't listen, kids. Listen, don't do math on stream. But we're probably going to see some cheese in this series. Ghosty has already shown a couple of Ling Flood builds and pool first. He's not opting to do so this game. He has gone, you know, a few macro games so far, but that can be absolutely exhausting. We are 2.5 hours into this tournament. You know, one would assume both Ghosty and Eric Fire were watching the stream during each other's respective matches. Eric Fire does have the advantage of watching the matchup that he's playing, right? So he has seen 5 games from Ghosty to analyze his play. I'm sure he saw many more games before these guys entered the arena, but he's seeing what Ghosty has to offer before Ghosty can hit the field. Ghosty, you know, here's the big question. Was he holding back in the previous series, knowing that he was going to have a guaranteed Zerg versus Protoss, right? It was a PvP in the previous round, so Ghosty knew no matter what, whether it was our crab friend or Eric Fire, he was going to be facing a Protoss. So he can prepare builds for 12 games, right? As opposed to just 5 or 7. Whereas Eric Fire had to prepare for 2 matchups, right? So he had to prepare for PvP. I guess he was prepared for PvP anyway, but he would have been in the same dilemma Ghosty is in now, had Ghosty's former opponent taken the win. Ghosty is going for the Ling Flood, +1, under development. We are not seeing a Baneling Nest, despite gas being there. He is going for a lair, but no Roach Warren, no gas sink for this continued mining on that extractor. Eric Fire sends the Adepts out. The probe is in position for the third, but Ghosty again aggroing into the natural. He's gonna get the Stalker as well. A probe will be in position in time. It barely framed perfectly. Drops the pylon. Recall on those 2 Adepts to one of the 2 Adepts to help defend. A little bit of a misplay there from Ghosty, and this wall is lowering in health. That means that Eric Fire is going to have to micro his macro. The wall is falling. He's not he didn't build the buildings. Oh no! The probe's under fire. There's nothing to defend here for Auric Fire. He's going to warp in a couple DTs that will eventually clean this up. But in the meantime, this probe line is getting decimated. Only 15 probes left on the field for Eric Fire, and that count is continuing to diminish. Some of the probes aggroing onto that pylon to delay the DTs. DT is coming down the ramp. Oh no, one of them attacked the Nexus. It's fine. He realized, he's like, what have I done? This wall is still wide open. There was a triple DT and a Zealot drop on this side of the map, but it did nothing. It did 0 damage. It did not kill a drone. It did not kill a queen. It did keep Ghosty at home, kinda, sorta. Going to go in again. There is Spores and Overseers in position. Yeah, I think Ghosty just needs to attack that gateway. Eric Fire can't really afford to throw down more buildings. Eric Fire finding some damage at the third. There is an Overseer though, so these queens have the potential to clean this up. Now the DTs will out DPS the queens if they're not microed correctly. There's the leashing, but the queen goes off creep. Only 2 left to hold this third location. In the meantime, Ghosty is still working on this wall, but a lot of the lings have been cleaned up. And Eric Fire holds. Oh, wait, is that not a full... That's not a full wall off. There's a gap here. Killed... Okay, alright. Hero Chad Sentry. Ghosty also lost the engagement at the third base. For now, at least. This queen should be able to handle the DT. Warp Prism pickup is going to back off. Eric Fire didn't get the third, though. And here's the Muta switch from Ghosty. It's going to chase down the Warp Prism and try to get in on that Protoss economy. Prism goes down, GG is called, and Ghosty takes game number 1. Guys who are enjoying the cast, I'd encourage you to drop a follow at twitch.tv/Renegade X Studio. Casts take a lot of work in pre-production, as well as improving my skill and actually performing the cast, so any and all support is really appreciated. Let's know that you guys keep seeing me work in the StarCraft field. Top left, as the red Protoss, it's Erog Fire. And in the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, it's Ghosty. Don't know if you can really call that a cheese in game number 1. It was a Ling Flood. He was on 3 base. But there's the pull first again from Ghosty. Six lings on the tab, and this is a little bit of a late worker scout, but it's still counts. Ghosty drops the natural. Eric Fire. I think Erog needs to drop a Chrono Boost. Okay, he does. Alright, so the Zealot will be out in time. There we go. So begins the Ling Zealot dance. One Ling gets in the wall. Oh god, the Zealot's zoned out of the wall. Ghosty with some excellent Ling control. Stargate goes down. As soon as Eric Fire cleans up the last Ling, I don't believe Ghosty got the scout on this. He did not. So, Overlord's gonna take care of that. Is it though? Okay.
You're engaging the opponent. Time to raise your APM.
Three drones go down for 2 adepts. I mean, what you gonna do as the Protoss? You have to damage the Zerg economy. Here comes the Oracle. Ghosty is just sitting here, seeing this, just looking, just having that map vision. Stalker Adept follow-up from Eric Fire. He's trying to bait the Oracle, killing the Lings. Ooh. Only 2 drones. Oracle's down to half hull health. Twilight Council, Robo Facility, and a couple additional gateways for Eric Fire. Ghosty getting up a 3rd base, a pretty late 3rd base actually. Like he wants to macro out of this, but it's going to have to delay this 3rd of the Protoss. Comes the probe. Escort's a little bit far behind. Lings are moving back out. I don't think this count can handle the Adept and 2 Zealots, even if they aren't in a choke. But we will see, I suppose. 2 Oracles trying to gain damage at the 3rd. There's no drones there, though. Ah! Joke's on you! I didn't build drones! Okay. So... Ling speed about to finish. Ghosty needs mass drone. He needs a 4th base, or he needs to go Roach Ravager and try to knock down this 3rd. I think Roach Ravager could work, but he's going the drone route. Quite a bit of a supply block here for Ghosty. There's no... Okay, 2 Overlords enter production now, but this is massive. This is big Gabriel levels of supply block. Drone does move out for the 4th base. 2 Oracles could zap it. They're a bit out of range. Okay. Eric's thinking about it. Yeah, he's gonna go for the cancel. Plenty of energy on these Oracles to do so. Queen's not going to be able to respond in time. He gets a kill. This is very nice from Eric Fire. Okay, there's the Spire and the Natural. And this is for sure going to be a Muta switch from Eric Fire. Has he scouted it yet? Saw this build work to great effect in the previous series. Will this Warp Prism, you know... it looks like no. Spire's finished. There's 16 Mutalisk. This time there's 0 Archons on the field. Nope. God damn it. There are 2 in the Warp Prism. Okay. 3 Archons. Sitting right off creep. They're going towards the 4th base. They're gonna cancel the 3rd. Ghosty doesn't care. He does not care at all. It's going for economic damage on the other side. There are some stalkers to intercept. The Mutas can shut these down. 2 of them will get shot down. But you can see just how much damage they're doing. Archons are in on the Overlords. They're about to be in on this drone line and get the lair. Shield battery helping these stalkers hold down. You can just see how many volleys they took. Cannon's trying to put in work as well. Some mutas have fallen, but 3 Phoenix is not enough to hold this off. They are backed into a corner as well. Eric Fire knocking down these buildings. He still has 4 Archons. Eric Fire is 31 probes to 7, and it looks like a well played is dropped from Ghosty as the series evens up 1-1. Hey, Cuckoo! Thanks for the raid, man. In the top right, spawning into game number 3 on Zen LE, it's the red Protoss, Erog Fire. And in the bottom left, as the golden Zerg, it's Ghosty. Is it gold, though? A little bit yellow. He's trying to do the Alpha X colors. It only works on some skins, though. The Forge skin, the gold color. Oh my god, that's Alpha X all the way. Another pull first from Ghosty. He's pulling the boys! We have a drone rush on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Fire, unfortunately for Ghosty, has the wall up. If he drops a chrono boost on this Zealot, this could be very quick game. Ghosty's shifting his attack path. He's gonna go after the... He's gonna go for the mine. That's right, the mineral patches! Oh. Down it goes. Ghosty's into the natural. He's gonna try to get us around on the pylon. He goes through the Zealot. And is going to get this around. Eric Fire pulling the boys as well. He's taking the worst of these trades though. Ghosty didn't pull all the boys, just many of them. Behind a worker. The Zealot gets surrounded. Eric Fire is going to get out 2 Adepts, and that's enough to clean this up. 2 more workers might be cut down here. But it's going to be even for both players. Ghosty does not have a natural. I think this favors the Protoss. Okay, here come the reinforcements. 1 drone is saved. Regains the wall. 2 Adepts and a Sentry are too much to break here, especially without a Baneling Nest. Okay. Ghosty's gonna try. I mean, even if he breaks through the Adepts, there's still a force field. Well, okay. And Ghosty is all in. 10 more links. He's not mining gas. He's pulling the rest of the boys. There is a mineral patch with 5 minerals. Still could be mined out. As well as this mineral patch with 20. I would go for this page, but there's a probe in position. Not one here. Ghosty, not leave worker back home. It is not mining. This is the most all-in you can be in a StarCraft game. Mine the mineral patch! Ghosty, please! Ghosty, please! You have enough drones! He's gonna ghost walk for the surround! Second shield battery getting ever closer to completion. The drones will pick off the sentry. Oh, not all the drones are focus firing. Sentry's fallen. The Adept is fallen. Second Adept shades back. And these shield batteries will complete. Another Adept on the production tag. But Eric Fire supply blocked. Haha, GG, well played is called. And Eric Fire regains the lead at 2-1. I'd like to remind you guys, hit up that Matcherino with the code AXCOM20. It's no cost to you. And that adds 50 more cents to the prize pool for these 2 players as well as the next season. Alpha X also has a competition going on for a HyperX cloud gaming headset. Totally for free if you win it. So click that link in the chat. Want to check that out. the bottom left has the red Protoss. It's Arog Fire. And in the top right, it's a yellow Zerg. It's Ghosty. I think what Ghosty's trying to say is Arog Fire was the first person to hold that cheese Ghosty was throwing out. I think had Ghosty mined the mineral patch instead of going for the wall and the shield batteried adepts, that would have worked, because Arog Fire, even mining with 20 probes, barely held there. Time a hatch first from Ghosty. Arog Fire not taking any chances with these mineral patches. Throws down the pylon. Cheese me once. Shame on you. Twice. Shame on me. Arog Fire. The Stargate. Unique placement. See, I think the Overlord still sees. Yeah, it does. The Overlord still sees it. So, Ghosty gonna be prepared for this. Like we dropped a couple frames. I hope stream quality is acceptable. Please let me know in the chat if it's not. The Overlord's done all the scouting it needs to do, man. He's like, do it! Just do it! Second tech building is going to be a robotics facility from Arog Fire. Queen Spore is going to force it away. Got like a drone kill. Late mining time. Melee halfway done for a yellow Zerg. You need to right-click that Nexus. I think it's too late. I think the link count's too low to get the cancel, and the health is too high. These 2 Adepts and the 2 Oracles would not have been able to kill the Lings fast enough. Once again, he's going for the wall. Eric Fire once again has the Stalker and is once again going to get the pylon block. And now there's definitely 2 Feelings, so Ghosty gonna have to back off.
Game paused.
Like Ghosty kind of going on, has to pause.
Game resumed.
Only the ref can unpause, that's why he had to go. Eric Fire. Going for a double Archon drop. 8 drones out of Ghosty. Now, pauses can affect things in a tournament. Things like momentum, momentum, mood, you know. There's an engagement going on, it can really screw with you. No, Archon! Oh my god! Oh, the bait! The bait! Eric Fire, the Noble Heart tried to save, and an Archon. Fortunately, the Warp Prism went down with the second Archon, and those are huge losses for the Protoss. Ghosty going for another Ling attack. Shield Battery will hold that Stalker for like a solid minute. Ghosty isn't gonna find damage with this Ling attack, don't think. Is going for a 4th base. Charge is almost finished. +1 halfway done for the Protoss. +2 melee. Well as Hydra upgrades for Ghosty, so this is looking like a lurker play that's shaping up. From Zerg. Lots of transfuse on these queens. But the Protoss did almost no damage. This is not good. Eric Fire beating a hasty retreat. He's down an army supply to the Zerg. Now, Protoss units can trade pretty efficiently, but this Archon is in danger of being gunned down. Immortal is very nice micro from Ghosty, trapping the Archon with the links around. Down goes the Archon. The Baneling Morph. Oh, okay. Oh god, the Baneling Morph might have killed Ghosty. Uh-oh. Charge lots are gonna back off a little bit. That wasn't as devastating as it could have been. Charge lots needed to collapse on the morphing Banelings. Ghosty's gonna continue forward. Protoss army is melting. Another warp in could shore up the defense. Yeah, there's more charge lots. Playing Hydra. Picks out the warp prism. But another warp in of charge lots will hold the fort down for Eric Fire. Ghosty floating a lot behind this. So is Eric Fire, but you know, that's just because the warp gates are off cooldown. Gonna spend that really quickly. Ghosty with some more Banelings. More Hydras. Needs to get a Queen on the 4th and injecting so he can keep up with production against the Protoss. No higher tech either at the 1030 mark. Lurker Den finally dropped for Ghosty. Infestation Pit finished up. Should see Hive Tech coming soon. Ground weapons, even for both players, means kind of ahead for the Protoss. Nice Baneling connection. Shield battery is going to mitigate that damage a lot. It was an Archon and an Immortal that they splashed into, so... Nice Baneling connections there. I think the Hydras could have cleaned that up on their own. So that's a little bit of a gas cost to Ghosty, but given that it was a gas cost, it was as efficient as it could be. He does need more gas. Needs to start going into those Broodlords. Hive is here. No Spire. Probably going to get a Lurker Fast Burrow upgrade. The name eludes me, as well as the new upgrade. $32 more Lings hitting the field for Ghosty. This is pretty much unengageable for the Protoss. He's gonna need to do things like charge run-bys, etc. Go into air. Yeah, there's an Oracle coming out for the Revelation. +3 ground weapons. About halfway done for the Protoss. Huge Baneling roll by. Coming in at an awkward angle, though. This is wide open. This is... Hello! Hello! Nice micro there from Eric Fire, preventing the Banelings from reaching the mineral line, and not too many of the Zealots went down either. Here comes Protoss! think this is a little bit too defensive from Ghosty. He is going for another Ling run by. They're not even attacking the Stalker, unfortunately. If he catches on to that, he doesn't... Well, I mean, he catches on to it, but opts for a different angle. They're going to splash into shield batteried Zealots. Cool. Archon gets picked off. Huge lurker shots, massive lurker shots into the Protoss army, saving off tons of health. There's still a large amount of Storm in the Protoss army, though. Gonna see a yoink on the Warp Prism, down it goes. Another huge lurker burrow. Yoink. Arog with the 5th base. Nice storms on the lurkers. It's going to take a few more though. Yoink on a high temp and a sentry. Still about 5 or 6 storms in this army. Vipers need to find an angle. Recall on half the army. That's going to abandon half the army though, and a lot of the recalling units get picked off. I think Ghosty can move out here. He has a massive bank over the Protoss as well. Protoss does not have enough money to max back out, at least anything other than Zealots. Yoinks. Double yoinks. Ghosty with the forward burrow. This is... the Protoss cannot engage this. The Protoss can never engage this. He's trying. He's trying so hard. He's going with the flank for the Immortals. But down goes that High Templar as well with a storm on it. Oh no, the Immortals on move command getting shredded by the Hydras. GG is called, and Ghosty evens up the score once again. 2-2. In the bottom left, as the red Protoss, it's Arog Fire. The top right, it's a blue Zerg. It's Ghosty. Both these boys have 2 points on the board. Very even series in the semifinals and the finals. No one's blown anyone else out of the water. Ghosty with a hatch first. We have a macro game on Eternal Empire. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. I hope it did not damage your ears. Eternal Empire. Definitely one of the bigger maps in the pool, longer rush distance, etc., etc. And I think from what we've seen, that favors Ghosty quite a bit. Seems very secure in his macro play. Fire, fading forward with a scouting adept. This is an early Twilight Council from Erag Fire. Down goes the robotics facility. I mean, only one of two things, but I think I know what it's gonna be. Stalker, desperately trying to shut the Overlord down from scouting. It sees the Twilight. It sees the finished Twilight, but it does not see the Dark Shrine. Link speed almost finished for the Zerg. Third base under production. Counting in depth will get shut down with no drone kills. Dark Shrine gets ever closer to completion. Warp Prism's finished, it's going to move into position that when the DT Shrine finishes, instantly start warping in. There are no Overlords to see this. Roach Warren, about 2/3 of the way done. Or Ghosty, a lair finishing up as well. Second backup Warp Prism for Erag Fire. Okay, the Warp Prism's been seen. There's the DTs. Does he see the DTs? Well, I mean, obviously not. But a Spore is finished at the third. These guys are going to get surrounded by Lings, and the Queens are picking them off. Okay, 3 of them do get out of there. 1 DT for quite a few Zerglings. Probably not the damage Erag Fire was hoping for. It's the damage he got. There's the second Warp Prism. Roach is already here to intercept. Circle into the main. There's no detection in the main. Okay, Overseer's coming. But just 1 Roach to defend so far. Drones are gonna stack. Trying to focus the lair. This is shut down. Yeah! My life for ire. Ghosty with the Spire switch. Or, the Muta switch. Almost has a completed Spire. Erg Fire. Ooh, with the supply block, 2 pylons are going to finish up shortly, but it's been quite a few seconds to produce. There's 3 Archons for a double Warp Prism Archon harass. This is going to take some very good control from Erg Fire to pull off, and that control is going to need to be even better, considering that 3 mutas are about to enter the field. Start harassing these Warp Prisms. Queen. Ooh, Queen moved to intercept, pulled a little bit out of position. There are transfuses, they're not being dropped. They're gonna recall. 3 more mutas in production. Ghosty isn't waiting for a mass, but the Warp Prisms are here to defend. One probe does go down, but 2 mutas have been lost already. This is a very expensive investment. Each mutalisk costing 100 minerals, 100 gas. Okay. Got not a 3rd shot. Okay. There's a nice micro from Ghosty. He pulled the high health mutalisk to the front. Oh no! That time it was not nice micro. He put the low health mutalisk in the front. He did get the Warp Prism pick though. So far though, that's a lot of gas gone for the Zerg, and I mean, he is floating a lot, but that's just because he's focusing on micro out here. Down go the rest of the mutas. The Roach Ball has a pretty good chance on the ground though. Erg Fire also floating a ton to get up some additional production. And more mutas on the way for Ghosty. Double Templar Archives going down for Erg Fire. The other one. Oh, it finished. I have trouble locating that, but... This is a nice angle for Ghosty, picking off quite a few probes. That Artosis Pylon, though. Warp Prism is loaded up with 2 Archons. If he gets sniped... Oh, snipe the Warp Prism, snipe the Warp Prism. Okay, he's gonna back off. He can, like, single volley. I think it's 2 volleys to kill the Warp Prism. Yeah, 2 volleys. Ghosty pumping out a bunch of extra Overlords. Getting ready for max out. The Ravagers. Maybe more Urges. This one, air weapons, almost finished. Okay. Fourth has been canceled for Eric Fire. He's going for a push. Ghosty is maxed out. Eric Fire is not. I think Ghosty is definitely favored to hold this. Oh, especially with these guys going so far forward, out of range of the Immortals. The Immortals still closing in to try and get some shots off. Archons are doing some tremendous work against these Mutalisk. But, they are losses that Ghosty can afford to take. He has the bank to remax. Charge loss are moving. There's still creep out here despite the tumor being picked off. Bergfire has the high ground, but these units are dwindling. Down goes one of the two remaining Archons. 11 more mutas in production for Ghosty. Eric Fire doesn't have the bank to remake all this. The high temps trying to morph into an Archon, not going to be able to pull it off. He might need to recall these forward units or something because this army is being run down. He turns and fights with part of the army. Ghosty actually zoning himself out. That means these guys will be able to reach the safety of the reinforcements. Ghosty already remaxed. He's gonna push toward the fourth again. This is a tough hold for the Protoss. He does have a concave at the top of the ramp, though. They're going to be able to force Ghosty back for now. There is a Muta hit squad getting ready to shark into the natural. There's the second Templar Archives. 2 Archons are here to get some shots. One shot does go off. Not toward the middle of the grouping, though. Artosis Pylon means 4 gateways shut down. Second this is a tasteless. No, it wasn't Artosis Pylon, so it's not in range. That's a lot of dead gateways for Eric Fire. As he goes through this push, it's a column, not really a grouping moving out. If the Roaches push down, this is all dead. Muta's gonna pick off an Immortal as it tries to join its brethren. Huge concave from Ghosty. Some very good storms here from Eric Fire. But I don't think he has enough to push up this ramp. He will get that hatch, but all Ghosty needs to do is hold. He's up 55 workers to 20, and these mutas aren't getting shut down anytime soon. 2 of the gateways are repowered, but that doesn't matter very much. My god, 55 probes have fallen for the Protoss. Eric Fire's doing what he can. Ghosty has 3,000 mineral bank, 1,000 gas. Behind this, that's a very good storm on the ramp. Protoss army is dwindling. Mutas have sharked around to the Protoss third. A lot of hull health gone on these units. Eric Fire microing his heart out, but GG is called, and Ghosty leapfrogs to the lead. 3-2. Once again, thank you to Rowan for the $100 donation for the tournament. Chingdings with $10.50, Laux with $5.80, Nemesis with $5.50, and then everyone who input the code on Matcherino. If you haven't done so, go ahead and do it. It adds another 50 cents at 0 cost to you. No mailing list, anything like that. You just log in using like Blizzard, Twitch, Facebook, whatever you want. Adds 50 cents towards future tournaments. In the bottom right, as the red Protoss. Single game away. Elimination. It's Erag Fire. Top left. Up 3-2. It's our yellow Zerg. Ghosty. Both these players being very respectable. I mean, sure, Ghosty's had a couple pool first, but no cannon rush out of Erag Fire. No proxy. We did see DTs, but I mean, it wasn't... It got shut down pretty quickly. Stargate opener from Erag Fire. Chrono Boost dropped on that Oracle. Ghosty. Getting up that drone count, link speed finishing, and he's going for another +1 melee play. Most likely for aggression on the Protoss. Attempted third. Ghosty marching out a Spore Crawler. I mean, this is pretty well defended, even with 2 Oracles. It looks like they're going for an attack on the main. Oh, the Queen's a little out of position. Okay, it's not going to matter. They are going to back off. Ghosty is flooding Lings. Erag Fire has more than enough energy to defend this. Erag's going for the other third location. Ghosty massing up his Lings. Morphing 10 Banelings. Looks like he's not going for a cancel on the third. He's going for a kill in the natural. The Oracles are out of position to zap these guys down. lot of the all of the warping in units go down, but there's another gateway off cooldown, and that means a sentry is going to be in the wall. Oracle zapping from the sky. The sentry finishes. A force field goes down. War never changes. Lings, don't right click on the Nexus. Gateway's pretty injured. The Lings sneak in. They get us around on the sentry. 2 adepts being morphed in to help. The energy is still holding strong, but dwindling on these oracles. However, I do think it's going to be enough to hold, if not save those poor adepts. This looked so promising from Ghosty. He's still committing. This is a lot more Lings. Warp Prism in position for Arog Fire. He's going for a forge, so very confident he can hold this. This gateway is very low health. I would focus the gateway, Ghosty! Sentry will finish for a force field. Focus the gateway! It's so low health, man! Oh my god! It's not anymore. Shield battery's gonna heal that up. The third is established. Ghosty pumped out some more Lings. He's going for a lair behind this. A couple additional drones here and there. He's going to back off. Arog Fire has held. And is up 10 workers. And is even on bases for quite some time with the Zerg. I really favor Arog Fire right now. Ghosty comes again. Okay, alright. He's actually going to get some pretty massive probe damage here. A baker's dozen of probes get picked off. We're sealed, unable to stop the retreat, and most of the Lings escape. That said, you know, that's not game-ending damage by any means. Ghosty was required to get that damage done. Ghosty needed to, or that was like an auto loss on the game, as Arog Fire was just so far up in economy. Run into the middle line! Oh, rip. Here comes Arog Fire's push. This could go either way. I do favor Arog Fire here. The third was picked off, and that's going to create an advantage anyway, even though he didn't push up for the kill, and I think this is a wise decision out of the Protoss. He's ahead, yet farther ahead, rather than try and coin flip with how the Biles go on Ghosty's defense. He is going to run some charge lots around to Ghosty's new third. And drones cut off. This is Arog Fire's game to lose. He's up 20 workers. He's even on bases with the Zerg. I mean, these Lings... Oh god, okay, well, the Banelings connect. Ghosty trying to get a fourth again. But, okay, this is good. Is it though? Oh, that was a dank force field out of Arog Fire. Banelings do get cleaned up. Funneling Claws attack. It's likely some of these going to split off to the third, some to the natural. Going to take a lot of damage to even things up. Okay, some going into the main. This is really nice from Ghosty. As the Protoss tries to move out, these roaches going to deal some economic damage. How much remains yet to be seen. These guys caught in a concave of charge lots. One's at the natural, getting 9 probe kills. The one's at the third, still remaining burrowed. Should pop up for maximum effect. It's fourth, getting shut down by 2 charge lots. Ghosty's trying to scrabble a defense together. There's a lot of transfuse on these queens. Going to take the queens, tying down the Protoss army, while Biles hit from behind, and a lot of Biles need to connect. Ghosty wants to take the series here. He did unburrow those roaches in the backline. He took out the active creep tumor, unfortunately. Arog's trying a different angle. Arog Fire, despite taking another 13 probes and damage, is still ahead in the worker count. Arog recalls most of his army. That is the kind of damage Ghosty needed to do. Unfortunately for him, he lost his 4th base again. And he's getting mined out. His 3rd base is going to start deteriorating in a matter of minutes. Here's another burrowed roach attack. This was very effective. You guys are not burrowed. We're just gonna waltz right in. Cannons do provide detection, so guys gonna get shredded. Once in the main having more success, another 18 probes do fall. I'm sorry, the count goes up to 18 probes. I think we were at 13, so that's another 7. Something like that. Again, even after all this damage, Arog up 11 workers, and he's taking a 4th base, and there's not much Ghosty can do about it. And Ghosty is trading supply in order to get this probe damage done. Guy's gonna get a couple sentry kills, actually. You look at the units lost. Arog Fire actually 15 or 2,000, over 2,000 minerals down, but it just has the income to sustain this. Mutas have hit the field. They're going to have to directly engage these Archons, which is a little bit Monka-esque. Oh, they're gonna win the fight though. They kill the Immortal. If they take out these 2 pylons, it could be huge. Arog Fire's just like, I've had enough of this though. He is going for the kill. There is an oh, okay, never mind. There's all the anti-air in the world with this army. There's anti-air for days. Still a ton of Ravagers. It's about the Biles. Some Biles connect with the Adepts. Arog Fire is depowered. Oh my god, is Ghosty gonna pull this off? It's still uphill. It's still an uphill battle, but the worker count's even. Army supply is in Ghosty's favor. The charge lots help kill the Robo. Ghosty just can't seem to take a fourth, unfortunately. He is going to hold the top of this ramp. I don't think the Protoss can push up here. Nice Storm going to zone out the Roaches, but the Archon's fighting without the Immortals. Two of them do go down. Muta's still dealing damage in the background. More huge storms on the Ravagers. Ghosty's just tanking it. Down go all the Archons. But the Ravagers so low health from the storms, they can't sustain this. There is a lot of transfuse on these queens. Most of the anti-air is gone. Only one Archon morphing in for Eric Fire. He has a bank behind this. He can replenish. But is he going to break Ghosty here? Still two queens, still a lot of transfuse. The Mutas come home, the Archon goes down. Down go the two Immortals. Ghosty still has Burrowed Roaches out on the map. GG, well played, is called. And Ghosty is your Alpha X Youngling Grand Champion. Go to a splash screen. I don't know if we're going to have a winner's interview. But Ghosty taking the series 4-2. We are going to have an interview. With our winner.
Hey guys. Hey Ghosty, how do you feel after this amazing best of 7? You won the tournament, the Alpha Youngling tournament. How do you feel right now?
Pretty good, like really good. Wow. I think.
I mean, that was pretty impressive. We'll come back to your game, obviously. But I'm just so amazed of the builds you made. What, in your opinion, made you won the best of 7? What did you have that Arrowfire didn't defend it well or something?
I played like the few games against him, and I saw that I like always win in the macro game. I was like winning the most. Like when I was going like some weird 12+ stuff or so, I lose. And then I thought like, yeah, I just go like macro now and try it. And it worked out in the end. And yeah.
I totally agree with you. I think you have the multitask. I mean, so impressive. And on the last game, you looked so behind, but your
the last
so
game.
amazing. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I don't know, maybe some people were not with us on the stream yesterday. So can you present yourself to our viewers, who you are, etc.?
Yeah, okay. I'm Ghosty. I'm from Germany. I'm 13 years old. I play StarCraft 2 since 7 years, I think. Yeah. What could I say? 2?
Yeah, okay, that's nice.
Good.
I mean, maybe Renegade have some questions.
I'm up for them.
I don't hear Renegade right now. Maybe he's not here. Okay.
I'm here.
okay.
So in game 7,
Oh yeah.
you were, Arag Fire kept shutting down your fourth. You just couldn't establish that fourth base, and it looked like he was gonna take it so many times. He was up in army supply. He was 40 workers ahead at one point. What kind of made you grit your teeth and go for that tunneling claws play? Like, what was the trigger? Did you get like a sense of calm? Like, what kind of enabled you to stay in the game, finally take the one?
I thought like, yeah, he's ahead and that stuff, but like maybe he isn't like up for tunneling claws, and I mean you can do so much damage with it, and it was like my last hope and my last chance, and like to stay at the rim all the time and bile, and yeah, I thought like it's the only choice I can make. Like Mutalisk would be not that nice because he had like so many Archons. Like it was really the only option, I think.
Well, I just want to say, for me personally, you played your full series. Beautiful game out of
Thank
you.
you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, actually, Arrofair didn't play bad at all, and same for your opponent in the semifinals. But your level is just so impressive. You have a really, really good micro.
Thanks.
I have a question for you about you talked sooner on the first interview that it's important to have a good coach.
Yeah.
Who is your coach?
I don't have a coach no more, but like I had one, and it's so good if you like there's a help with the first steps you make, and like yeah, it just helps. And now I'm just trying to make it lonely, like better and better. But I still have a coach, and it's Kami from Bremen Esports. And like I ask him sometimes like some stuff. How can I do that better? And what is a better build than that? And that stuff. And yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll let you, or maybe except if Somraj have any question.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll let you enjoy your victory. I'm sure you're super happy right now, and you really deserve this
I'm
win.
really happy.
I mean, obviously, I'm French, so I was cheering for Fire, but I'm really,
Yeah.
but I'm actually happy you won because you played
Yeah,
really,
GG.
really nice. And congrats. A last word maybe for your fans on the stream.
Thank you very much. I don't know.
Okay, no big deal. Okay, anyway, congrats, Ghosty, for this win. I hope we will see you in season 2 of this tournament. We'll announce
I
it,
hope so too.
later, but we'll have other seasons. And well, see you there.
See you.
Bye.
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 There you have it, folks. That was an interview with your grand champion, Ghosty, as well as Miguel announcing that there will be future seasons of this tournament. Thank you guys so much for watching throughout the cast. Some videos to roll. You guys could check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RenegadeX Studios. I'd really appreciate it. Drop a follow there. I produce daily RTS content, as well as more StarCraft casts, some Total Warhammer in the late Eastern US hours. Thank you to everyone donated to the match arena. Once again, shout outs to Rorin, the $100, Shingdings, the $10.50, Laux with the $5.80, 23 Nemesis with $5.50. Everyone who put in that code. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.